Welcome on the channel. I'm Mike, and this channel is here to help you with your English class, whatever if you're teaching ELA or ESL, offline or online. Warm up. Phonics game for your class, and it's right now. 3 stars, team 2, winner! We need to control. Happy Halloween. The ESL live stream again. Thank you so much. Maybe it's another day, another time in your country. I know you're following from all around the world, and that's incredible. Never thought that Mike's Home ESL would go that far. Thank you so much for following on Facebook, Twitter. If you're watching the replay, thank you very much. Today, we're going to be talking about teaching vocabulary, and Stu is going to be here with us. He's going to tell us a story about his Tefl Lemon courses. He's been building this Tefl Lemon courses since a good 4 years, and wasn't very easy. Now it's one of the best Tefl courses that you can find on the market, and we will welcome Stu a little bit later. You will see. You might see on the chat that I put some links about Koala Go. I'm gonna show you a little bit what is Koala Go about. It's a game changer. If you are an online teacher, this might be the platform that you got to use for sure. You have to. It's so much engaging for your kids, and they are the last year's winner of the best online classroom platform. Let's check it out.
Hello, my my name is Teacher Emily. Welcome to Leadership Club. Awesome. Today we're going to talk about what it means to be a good leader. Okay, Meadow, can you read this one for me?
Okay, it says communication skills can be described in all aspects and areas of our lives.
Yeah. Okay, I want you to speak confidently because you're teaching us. So stand tall. You have the stage. We are listening.
You change your clothes and then you brush your teeth.
Awesome. Let's give her a round of applause. Good job, Noelle. I will roll the dice first.
6.
Good. What is number 6? Let's try to read it out loud.
Kind.
Yes. Good job. All right. So your tone of voice is kind. And Noelle is really serious. You have 30 seconds to try to get the answer space. Are you ready? Go.
Next Sunday, be here. It's going to be awesome. We're going to be with the CEO of Koala, both Ben and Xavier. They're going to take you, all of you, into the chat, into the 3D playground you've seen, and you will be able to play the students. They're going to be our teachers, and it's going to be a super interactive webinar. It's a free webinar, of course. You just click on the link and you'll be good. You get your seats reserved, no problem. All right, now let's welcome Stu from Tefl. We got Lodi as well. I didn't see him in the waiting room. I was wondering, but let's welcome Stu from Tefl. Here we go.
Hey, Mike.
Hey, Stu.
Hey. How's it going? I never get bored of that intro, that big rock intro. Love it.
Yeah, rock and roll, baby. The teachers that rock.
Yeah.
Thank you so much. Yeah, that's awesome to see. Everything is fine over there in London.
Yeah. It's been so busy. So basically, you know, I'm sure most of people here will know I've moved back from China, and I've been waiting for like 10 weeks for my stuff to arrive, because like 20 years in one country, you accrue so much rubbish, like books and bric-a-brac and vases and hats. Like look at this hat. Like, look at this hat.
Yeah. Oh, that's an awesome one.
Yeah, absolutely awesome hat. So yeah, all of my stuff arrived on Friday. Kind of regret shipping it over, actually, because I don't have the space for everything. So
yeah, it's always the case. That's good. That's good to see you here. Thank you so much for being here today. We're going to talk about vocabulary, but let's welcome Lodi from Mike's Home ESL. Yes, he's a good friend of, just like Stu, of course, we always work together. And let's welcome Lodi.
Hey, Mike. Like, is my voice clear? I'm not sure because the internet is really it's not that good today. My cat is also like on my laptop and on my lap, on my shoulders. He's everywhere.
It's all good, man. Very welcome. Thank you so much for being here today. Everything all right, Lodi, back there? Except
Thank you very much for inviting me.
it's Lodi with his cat, and he has two with his dog.
Yeah. Can I just say as well, anyone who's watching who has a cat will understand. Cats always get
Yeah, I'm
in the
actually a
way. They
cat
sit
person.
on
I
your
also like
keyboard,
dogs, but
on shoulder.
I
Like,
usually prefer them to be outside as guard dogs. But the cats, I'm okay with cats to be in the room. That's totally okay with me.
cats are cool.
All right. Let's see a little hello to all the people in the comment section. Everybody is saying hello. Just let us know where you're from, where you're teaching. You are very welcome. Looks like Elon Musk playing guitar. All right. That was about the intro. Pavel, I sent you a message about the giveaway last week, but apparently your email refused my email. So I couldn't send it. I sent you the game, but I think it was refused by your email. So you might check your junk file so that I can send you.
We've also got Martin from ESL Experiences. Martin, we're from the same part of the world. We kind of missed each other, unfortunately. Martin's gone back out to Korea, but he has an absolutely fantastic YouTube channel for teaching called ELT Experiences. So take a moment after this to pop over and subscribe to that too.
Nice. Awesome. We'll definitely check out ELT Experiences. Thank you so much for being today in the live. Feel free to ask questions, participate in the live. It's all good for everyone. Sharing your experience to everyone is a great thing. That's what teachers should do. Yeah, he was saying, yeah, I'm the opposite. I have all my stuff being shipped to Korea and now waiting for it to arrive. All right. Yeah, it's going back and forth. Yeah.
It's difficult.
Yeah.
It's difficult to. I think that's one thing with the Tefl community. You know, often we go and work overseas in different countries. You know, that's often why we got into Tefl teaching in the first place. So, uprooting your life is part of the story for us English teachers, I guess.
True. Exactly. So today we're going to talk about vocabulary. I think Lodi is not easy to. Yeah, I'm going to call him on stage. Yeah, we're going to talk about vocabulary, teaching vocabulary. And I think, Stu, you have a very interesting story about because you have a TEFL Lemon courses, TEFL courses, TESOL courses, level 4. Can you talk a little bit about it, please?
Yeah, sure. So I've written a level 4 TESOL course. It's an online course with 20 really good units, and as part of the accreditation process to get it accredited, I had to submit all of the work, all of the notes, absolutely everything to the accreditation board, and then they would take a look through all of the material, and they got back to me and they said, this is a really good course, but we feel you should have a unit on there of how to teach vocabulary. And this was a huge setback to me. I was like, I thought it was ready, but they said no. Teaching vocabulary, as we'll discover on this live chat, on this live stream, is it's a really important part of our jobs and for language learners. So they said, we want you to go back, go home and write an entire unit on teaching vocabulary. So I did that, and it took me kind of 2 or 3 months to put together. And you go down the rabbit hole of, and you think you understand what vocabulary is, but I found that I was wrong. I didn't know what vocabulary was. I thought it was just words. It's more than that. And also I thought I knew how to teach it, and I realized that I didn't. and there's so many different ways that we can teach vocabulary, and also which vocabulary to teach. I didn't really know that either. And through writing this unit and doing the research to write the unit, it opened my eyes to what teaching vocabulary really was and how to do it, and the vocabulary we should prioritize because we've got limited time, and how to teach it. So that's what I did. I wrote the unit, and it's now part of the High Certificate in TESOL course.
Great. Yes. So we have a short PDF right here that you sent me earlier about advices on how to teach vocabulary. It should appear in a moment. Yes. Here we are. So this is the unit 10, right?
Yeah, so
How many
unit 10,
units? How many units is the full course?
so the course is 20 units, and this is unit 10 of the 20.
Okay.
And the advice there, that's just part one of, literally 20 or 25 top tips for vocabulary teachers. And this was taken from Penny who is one of the world's foremost researchers on vocabulary acquisition. She teaches in Israel, and she's amazing. She's an emeritus professor who specializes in vocabulary acquisition. So all of these tips on the course were taken from Penny.
Penny, right?
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah, that's right. So like, for example, here, like, this is one of the tips that many people think that learning words is about, words that students have never seen before, like new words, new lexis, but it's not. Research has shown that you need to encounter words at least 6 times before you begin to memorize them. So showing
times.
at least 6 times. Yeah, that's what the research has shown.
Okay, before kids remember, right?
Yeah, yeah. So let's say you're
times,
teaching.
Yeah.
So let's say, I mean, some kids might get it after 3, others might get it, they might need 10. But on average, you need at least 6 encounters with vocabulary or a vocab item before you commit it to long-term memory. So that's one.
Yeah, what are those encounters? So 6 different ways maybe to learn vocabulary or to teach them vocabulary.
On 6 different occasions. So let's say, for example, we're learning words about the house. So you've got like bed or cupboard, a coffee table, words like this. So I present this language in a class, and the students go home, and they've had one exposure to those words. So we need to give them a second dose. So maybe review. Maybe they need to go home and make a little vocabulary work. Like a vocabulary personal dictionary. They draw the picture, write the word. They've had a second encounter. They return to school. They show you their little book, and they tell you the words that have been written in their book. That's the third encounter. So you're giving them the number of times that they see the word and use it in context. This is an encounter, and students need at least 6 encounters before they'll begin to memorize these words. So it's all about repetition as well. So vocabulary teaching isn't just showing new words, it's also showing words that they've seen before to increase these encounters.
Yeah, great. Thank you so much. Very interesting. Never heard, when we teach vocabulary, especially for kindergartens or elementary, it's quite, we're going to use maybe, what we're going to go with, TPR, doing actions for them to guess, right? They might be saying the word in Chinese, right? And then you go on with flashcards where they see the pictures, right? Maybe without the words on it. What do you think, Lodi? That's pretty much how we do when we present this vocabulary.
Yeah, I mean, probably the first time is like when the student hear the word for the first time. For it's the word itself, then how are they going to spell it? How are they going to spell the word? And then the flashcards also really help because as you can see, there are so many helpful videos on My Home ESL as well, where you can learn all of those different ways that you can use those flashcards and incorporate into your activities that you perform during the class. And it really helps students memorize those words, because as they're having fun in those activities, they're also learning those words. Like, and there's also this incentive that they get after, if for every word they say correct, and they can go up the ladder, they can get the star rewards, or even those points on the whiteboard. So it really helps. The flashcards mainly during the teaching in those kindergartens and early, really primary classes, and in elementary school, flashcards will really help. And I think it's the repetition part is actually I think it's really amazing that they actually jotted it down to a particular number, like 6 times. I mean, it's really interesting, like, because if we see it ourselves, we can actually see that, okay, the first time they learned the word in the class, and then they got the homework, and then the third time when they came back with their homework, they also discuss it with the teacher. And after, in the second class, if we can repeat those words what they learned yesterday, it would actually really help them memorize those words. Because I've also seen that if the students are not having that review of the previous class, they really start forgetting those words that they learned in the previous classes. So exactly, yeah, the review is really important, and the way you can actually make them like recall all of those words that they learned in their previous classes, it's really going to help them memorize all of those new words, and they wouldn't forget it. Yeah.
Yeah, thank you, Lodi. That's true. ELT experiences said, whenever I learn a new word in Korean, it takes me one explicit encounter with a word, and then I start to notice it again and again. The inexplicit encounter takes time, though. So, what is an inexplicit encounter?
Well, like an explicit encounter might be when you're purposefully teaching something. So I purposely teach you the words, your pen, for example. An inexplicit encounter might be where you just hear it. You know, you're learning like a second language. For example, with Martin learning Korean, he lives in Korea. He's learning the local language. So he might go to a Korean class and the teacher will explicitly teach him the word for pen. Inexplicably, it's a hard word to say. he might overhear this word at his school. Yeah, he might hear the words at school, in the office, in the teacher's office. He might hear one of his colleagues say it to somebody else. So that is an example of that.
Great. Thank you. So there's another, I just turned the page. You just give me about this one. Still teaches, still the unit 10, right?
Yeah. So all of these, the unit on vocabulary is a very large one. So this is part of the unit is all about tips. So before that is how to, it's a huge unit, but these colorful pages that you show now is just a tip section.
Okay, that's the tip section. So
yeah.
When people go on your course, so there's the tip session, and then you have more.
It's like
more lessons.
how. Yeah, what is vocabulary? Gives you a new insight into what vocabulary actually is. And for example, a big misconception is vocabulary is just words, like pen or desk or jeans, socks. It's not. It can also be chunks of language as well. And why we should teach chunks of language and not individual words. For example, a phrase like "I suppose so" or "of course not." In the meantime, that's 3 different words, but they should be taught as one thing. Like "I suppose not." If you were to cut those up into separate words and teach all of them, it wouldn't teach you what "I suppose not" means. You have to teach that as a chunk. So vocabulary is not solely just lexical items like desk or plug or window. It's chunks of language as well, and we should actively teach the chunks of language as one thing.
Great, thank
Yeah.
you. Then we get, yeah, Lodi, you wanted to say? We get Pavel saying it's really necessary and useful playing different flashcard games, so we hammer the vocabulary in different forms and actions, and it's great. I'm still having 129 Tefl lemon games broke. All right.
Thanks, Paul. Yeah, I really that I enjoyed writing that book, and I should write another one at some point.
So that's a book also you wrote.
Yeah.
When was that?
That was the first book that I wrote. So that was 2017. I wrote 129 different Tefl Lemon flashcard games. So it's got 129 games for teaching flashcards in there. Yeah. And then a follow-up one in 2019 was the big book of classroom warmers and games.
Yes.
And the
Great.
cat loves it too.
Yeah, that's what I was listening. Meow, meow in the back, you know. Don't let the dog out. Okay. Yes. Question. No. I think. Yeah. From Mark, it is very important for the students to review everything after the class, what they have learned in class. Yes, of course. Usually, when you teach something new, you get different ways you present the vocabulary. Then you might, use it in different ways in a context. In the kids got to maybe work on worksheets or activities in pairs or all together. And then at the end, when it's almost time, maybe for leaving the classroom, or maybe I don't know, wrap up. We usually call the wrap up section or production. But yes, it's really very important to go back in time, refresh them a little bit, try and let them remember what they've been through today during the lesson.
And also, Mike, Mark's totally right. But by doing this review of what was learned in the previous class in the beginning, you're reactivating your students' brain for language. Maybe they've gone a whole week without speaking English at all. And then they come in for your class every Saturday. It's been a whole week, no English. And then so they need that to reconnect the dots of what they've learned before. And importantly, for vocabulary, you're giving another encounter. So the words that and the vocabulary that you learned the week before, they come into class, you review it, boom, another encounter towards your 6 or towards your 8 that the students need to commit to long-term memory.
That's true. Exactly. And of course, at the end of even at the end of the semester, you get to review it again. Full review, maybe at the end of the month, not the semester, right?
Yeah.
At the end of the unit, or
just little and often. Just sneak in a quick encounter. Give them another encounter. Just keep sneaking it in there. It could be planned, it could be unplanned, it could be off the cuff. Give them those opportunities, and the words will stick.
And can be words, and then you can stick them in the classroom as well on your word wall and all stuff. That's very important too.
Yeah. You've got a beautiful, take ownership of your classroom. Take ownership of your classroom. You can have a beautiful color wall with different colors. Students write down their favorite word that they learned. So you make it very student-centered. They come on, they get up out their chair, they stick it on the word wall. You make this beautiful thing, and again, you're giving students encounters.
So I'm going to ask this question to Lodi. What are your favorite vocabulary games in the classroom? That's interesting. How about you there as well?
My favorite, actually, I do a lot of games in my class when I'm teaching vocabulary, especially when they're related to those flashcards and I'm using those flashcards. So
true.
I think
you're teaching grade 3 to 6, right? Just to make sure to everyone that
I used
they
to
know.
teach kindergartens, but right now I'm actually I'm teaching grade from 3 to 6. Yeah, exactly. So, but I also used to teach in kindergarten as well. So I have the experience for kindergarten and also the primary school. Plus, I also have experience teaching in high school, but not English. But it was a science subject. But for vocabulary, I really like those flashcard games. The one that I use the most would be the one that when we put the flashcards in like in a sequence in a train, and then they would have to walk towards their goal. And with every word right, they can take one step ahead. So like the goal is to reach the end of that train to reach the end of that point. So if the student fails to say the word, he has to go back. So whoever finishes first gets the reward. And one thing that I really like to do is that the kid who actually is able to tell what the word is, he gets to keep the flashcard. Not like to take home, but he can keep it as a reward in the class, and he really feels like, oh, I've done really good job. So he gets that flashcard as a reward, because of course we have plenty of other flashcards that we can use in the class again. So that student gets to keep the flashcard and show it to the other students. So I won the flashcard. So it really works. And yeah, that's about it. There are like a lot of other games that we can use. Sometimes we would write the word on the whiteboard, like as Mike has shown in one of his classes. They would put the word, and the students can like throw a sticky toy, and the words that it lands on, they have to say what the word is, and then they get the point based on every correct answer that they get. And we can divide the class in different groups. And we can also like separate the boys from the girls, or maybe like form different teams of threes or fours so that they can work together. And they can also like have this opportunity to guess the words together. If the words are actually difficult, they can also like take part in, okay, I think this is the word. So like the team that gets the most word right gets to win after the class and gets the reward.
Great. I love your cat. Your cat was who
Thank
was
you very
saying
much.
in the live, I was laughing. The cat is a show stealer.
Yeah, he really likes to sit on my shoulder. He would sit on my lap.
Yeah.
Thanks, man. Thanks, Pat, pitching over, and you'll teach me as well.
That's awesome. What Martin is
He's
saying.
asking,
I'm
does the cat have anything to say about
feeling
the
it.
vocabulary? I think the cat is still learning my vocabulary.
That's a good one. This one. That's a good one. I'm feeling it. All right. Man, thank you so much. Yeah. Here, let me check out a little bit. People are reacting in the live. Here we have Mark, who is saying very important to use English at home. Kids need to practice more at home with their parents or friends. More practice, I think, at least 20 minutes a day. No, that's sure.
Yeah.
To learn a language, whatever the language you're learning, you need an environment. And you have to, when obviously you're not in Britain or in America, so you have to create this environment. So you're going to give yourself, try to practice with your
Not my
dad, with
glasses.
their. Sorry?
Yeah, your cat's awesome, Lodi. Yeah.
Oh my.
Yeah, he really
Oh,
likes sitting
was
on my
that the
shoulder.
cat?
Sometimes he would like
Yeah.
sit on my head.
Yeah, they get everywhere. Yeah, no, that's a very good point, Mark. And try to take English outside of your classroom, outside of the four walls. And there's so many ways that we can do that today, especially with technology. Every student's got a phone. Use it.
Yeah.
Like you can make your own photo dictionary of the words that you're using. So let's say you're doing something about things in the house or things in shopping, food. You can take your phone to the supermarket, take a picture of an apple, take a picture of a banana, take a picture of a pineapple, tin of soup, and then come in, and then you can, with your parents' help or whatever, if you're a mature student, you can show your teacher the pictures you took and then explain to your teacher what those pictures are. Again, you've got an encounter and you're taking language learning outside your classroom.
Great. Thank you so much. Yeah, I'm checking. We have Simon said, we have pigeons. Today was a early birds in the chat to say, hope I'm not gonna miss that live. And he's saying Simon says it amazing with any vocabulary related to actions. It unites words and meaning, and they absolutely love it.
Yeah.
Yes, Simon says is a legendary one.
Yeah, I think we've had Fat Pigeons Lover like three weeks in a row now, becoming a feature.
Exactly. As well, a poll as well, right?
Yeah.
And give a big shout out to
I
them.
mean, also the name is really catchy. I mean, of course, you read it once and you're gonna remember it.
Yes, Lodi. What were you saying, Lodi?
I think he just
Okay.
said it's got a
name.
name that
Yeah.
you can remember, like the Fat Pigeons Lover.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. But be careful because there's a cat today.
There's something. Oh yeah, cat got the pigeons. Yeah. So
Yeah.
there's actually an important point. There's actually an important point about teaching vocabulary. Something that you can do. It's quite often you get your textbook for your whatever school you're working at. It's likely that you have a textbook, but textbooks are problematic to write. Let's say a textbook has 10 units. The first unit's about daily routines. The second unit is about holidays. The third unit is about clothes. And for the interests of variety, the book will have different units and will teach vocabulary to do with that unit. And then you will move to the next unit and you won't go back to that piece of vocabulary again. It's done. And it's difficult to get around because otherwise you'd have to rethink how textbooks are written. But as teachers, we need to give opportunities to go back and look at those, the lexical items and the vocabulary from those earlier units. Also, try to teach vocabulary that will often connect with other words. For example, if you're teaching the word sun, the sun, don't only teach sun. You could teach hot sun or bright sun, okay? Or like cold drink. So you're teaching drink and the word cold, and you're connecting them, and the context is strong, and your students will quickly increase their vocabulary if you connect the words together. Okay, so that's another little trick.
And then you add between cold and drinks, you're gonna beer. I was thinking, you might be a little bit thirsty.
Yeah. So it's okay. So
Juice.
like, I could teach you the word drink. This is a drink.
Yeah.
Got a flashcard of a drink, but go beyond that. You can say like, cold drink, hot drink, hot sun, blue sky. So you're not teaching the word sky. You're saying blue sky. So you're using the context, which is already very strong in your students' mind, to increase vocabulary even further.
Yeah, they have to maybe how to use this word maybe in a context or giving them examples.
Yeah, how to use it. Yeah. And the importance of reading. Actually, this live, one live isn't enough for teaching vocabulary. It's such a huge monster of a topic, and very, very important for teachers.
Yeah, so we definitely gonna check out man.
I've also seen like that when we are teaching like new words, like for example, we don't just want the students to learn those words. We actually want them to make sentences on their own, because if they can't make sentences on their own, they know the words, but they don't know how to put them together. So it's really important that we teach them how to put these together. For example, if they're learning like places, different places, names of those places. But the thing is that they should also know when they're saying, okay, I want to go there. I want to go to the library. I want to go to the coffee shop. So like they need to know how they can use these words when they're making sentences. So I think the first problem that I've noticed that students would make is like is like when they're saying I want to go there, they're not putting to with want, because they don't know to goes with what. Even when they're saying I want to go to school, there are two twos in the sentence in the sentence. So the thing is that they should know when they're learning want, they should know like, oh, I need to put to if I'm putting a place with it. I want to go to the library. So like if they have the practice of putting like the word to with the sentences, it will really help them make sentences. Like preposition is as important as vocabulary for making sentences. So I think that's the way, like not just word is going into the vocabulary, but you're also teaching them the prepositions that goes with those words. So like when they're making a sentence, they know, okay, I need to use this preposition over here. So when I put them together, it will make a good, perfect sentence. So they wouldn't just say, I want go library. So most of the students are going to make sentences like this, I want go library, because they don't know where to put the prepositions. So I think it's really important to teach prepositions at in an early stage, so that when they're using these words to make sentences, they can make good sentences.
And also, Lodi, that's like that. Definitely correct. Everything you said there is 100% correct. We need to be teaching students to actually be able to use the vocabulary in sentences. They need to be able to
Exactly.
produce. Production so important. And if we're teaching, like in that example, I want to go to, we can teach I want to go as a chunk. That's vocabulary. So rather than teaching separate things, I want to go to school, I want to go to the park, I want to go to the supermarket, I want to go to the coffee shop, I want to go to, so I want to go to, and they're learning that as one thing, and then they can add something else on at the end, and just increase what they want to say by teaching chunking words of the chunks of language.
Yeah.
That's awesome. And we get Paulina, who, Stu, you were saying that's a great idea as well. She was saying, you say word fast and slow, loud and quiet, opposites like hot and cold, which work great for critical thinking. That's true. Exactly. Opposites are always very interesting to bring up, like, or even where you're teaching this, that, I mean, far away, close to you, and then it comes the pro-wolf. These, those, and
Exactly.
that's also something to teach all together. What I think of sometimes.
There was some really important research, Mike. It was about a critical mass. A critical mass is like, like a forming star or something, and it gets to a certain stage, and then something happens, starts sucking on all the, and then the star is born. Like you have a critical mass of words, and there's been lots of research, and it's been shown once you get to 1,500 words, and you understand 1,500 words, you're able to understand 85 or 90% of non-specific text. So once you understand 1,500 words in English or any language, you're able to read a text, as long as it's a general text and non-academic, you'll be able to understand about 80 or 90% of that text. So it's the race to 1,500 words, to this critical mass. And once we're there, then everything becomes faster and faster. And by doing things like the opposites that you've just mentioned there, Mike, hot, cold, fast, slow, light, heavy, it's perfect. And then you can build up to that critical mass of 1,500 words.
Exactly. Thank you very much,
Really
Paulina. Yeah, you wanted to say something, Lodi?
Yeah, I mean, it's really true, because for me, I'm putting a lot of time learning Chinese as well. So I've also noticed that in the beginning, it's actually difficult when you don't know many words. But like in time, when you're learning more and more words, you're like building up all the vocabulary. It starts to become easy to learn more of the concepts, a little more of the grammar, and more of those words to use in your either in your daily routine, or maybe if you're going for a specific type of academics, maybe when you're studying those words. In the beginning, it sounds really hard. It's actually hard to understand. It's actually hard to read. But when you put effort and you have that vocabulary, that it's like your base. When your base is strong, you can put more and more words in, and it's gradually you become more and more fluent in that language. So it goes like whatever language you are learning, the way that you put those first 1,500 words is that it actually really matters. If you put them right, then on top of that, well, no matter how many words you're going to put, you will be able to understand them easier, and it will be easier for you to keep them in your memory as well.
Great. Thank you very much, Lodi. Oops. Any other questions I can see in the live?
That's Lodi mentioned a really good point there, because I know that Lodi's learning Chinese. I was learning Chinese while I was there. Reading is such a good way of learning vocabulary. However, the reading
it is actually really.
It's amazing. It's really is amazing. However, it must be at the level that is it must be the level that's right for you. If it's too easy, you're not going to learn new material. If it's too difficult, there's too many new words, there's too much new language.
No, I was just typing something. Don't worry.
Sorry, you hit the wrong key. There's too much new language for your brain to comprehend. It's not struggling to find the correct word. But basically, there's something like graded readers will be perfect for you. You might have heard of graded readers. It goes from like level 0, for example, up to level 30. Lots of different companies do graded readers, and you can get your students to give them a test, give them a reading test, and give them graded readers books.
Can I put you down?
Let them read, and then work their way through the graded reader series. It's such a good thing.
That's awesome. Thank you very much. No more questions. So, all of this.
Reading also helps when you're. Yeah, the reading part, it not actually is going to give you more words to be added in your vocabulary, but it's going to give you so many different ways how you can form a sentence. Because like making sentence is actually a hard thing, even if you know all of the grammar rules, if you have memorized all of the tenses. But it takes time to get it like to be your second nature to make those sentences. But when you do a lot of reading, for example, you're reading novels, good novels, they're gonna give you like golden knowledge. I mean, you wouldn't even notice, but after you've read maybe 2 or 3 novels, you will find yourself that you are better able to make sentences in English, and you wouldn't have to like think about it. It would just come naturally to you, because reading will help you, and you will see like so many different variations of sentences with different patterns, with different tenses used, and like how the words would come together to make those sentences. When you go through all of that, maybe like after 2 or 3 novels that you have read, you will notice yourself, and your students are going to notice this as well, that they're better able to make those sentences, and they wouldn't have to like think about, okay, I'm going to use this word, I'm going to use this grammar. It would just come naturally.
True. So true. Thank you so much, Lodi. So all of these tips and tricks we can find them from your course, Stu, which is can you talk briefly? Maybe we have new people on it that don't really know your course.
Sure. So the Tefl Lemon Higher Certificate in TESOL course is level 4 on the International Qualifications Framework. It's 180-hour Higher Certificate of TESOL. It's got 20 very, very good units, which are all informed by the very latest research by language experts. Full tutor support. It's got cool videos in there. It's got audio. You work at your own pace. And then once you've finished all of the 20 units, you've passed the course and you get awarded your high certificate in TESOL, free delivery of the certificate worldwide, and then you'll be qualified to go and teach TEFL globally, anywhere around the world.
And not to notice that we're going to have a special webinar. You already have the link of the webinar, which is going to be November 5th. And we're going to give you a links about the TEFL Lemon courses that I love this course. I know Stu since a long time. I know he's been working really hard on it. And of course, it was when he came to me and said, Mike, can you help me with promoting TEFL Lemon courses? I say, yeah, man, of course, anytime. So because I think this is the TEFL courses, the TESL, that I'm a non-native speaker, but this is the one you got to get for sure. And yeah, so I'm really happy that I can share this to the community here. Share Stu's work, has been working really hard on it. And so we're going to have a special webinar for this. I already sent you the link in the description. You can see it. It's on November 5th. And Stu's going to be giving us a little bit more licks, more tips, more. It's going to help you as well. You're gonna see what is all this course about, because it's not a course like the other. It's a course where
it's
you
very
learn.
different. It's very different. It's covered in. It's got like artwork all throughout to make the learning different. I've got a question there. Would the course be suitable for someone who has a master's degree? Absolutely. I've got a master's degree in applied linguistics and TESOL, but it's very theory, very, very theory based. The higher certificate course, it prepares you for the classroom, makes you think about how to teach vocabulary, how to teach writing, how to teach speaking, listening, grammar, classroom management. All of those things are never covered in a master's program. So absolutely good for teachers who already are well qualified with a master's. Yeah.
Great, thank you. Last question from Paulina. Yeah, she was, let me see. She was asking, between I usually play games with kids where I say the word and they need to respond with an opposite one. I say in and they say out. Yeah, that's nice. Yeah, that's how you can play too, of course.
Yeah, very, very fast, very fun. Kids love it. Get their minds going fast. And again,
also
giving those encounters.
Yeah, it's all good.
I think
Thank you,
one of the
Lodi. You
teachers,
want
Polino.
Yeah,
I
Paulina.
think it's actually
Paulina.
a good point, especially because I'm also teaching in China. With the Chinese students that they really don't know how to use vocabulary in daily life, it's actually really true. You know, there was this, I don't know which unit it was, but I was teaching this one unit, and they aced it. I mean, they knew how to read it, they understood the meaning and everything. But on the next unit, I wanted them to repeat the unit that they learned in the previous class. It was the previous unit. So I was using the same words, but it was hard for them to actually get what was I saying. They had to like open the book and go back to the previous unit, and then they saw the word was written over there. Then they could speak it out. I mean, I don't know. Like for me, I also find it hard, like how to make them use those words, not just in that particular unit, but also if that word repeats itself, they should know what it meant, and now what it means in this unit, because they would just have like open their book and okay, well, it's written over there. Over there, they know what it means. When they're on the book, they can tell you what it means. They can even like spell it out for you. But like when they're using it on their own, it becomes really hard for them to actually get accustomed to that word. So I think it is actually a problem here in China that students they would have to like whatever they learn is it's just focused on the book. They're not using it outside of that.
Great. Yes, that's true. Thank you so much, Sherry. So now we're gonna go with the giveaway. So you just have to write dash ESL in the comment section. It's still Mike's Home flash game that you can use in your class on your wherever. It's a funny game to play. I'm gonna show you we're gonna share the screen of the giveaway. Let me see the entire screen. Hello, and we're gonna go right to the giveaway. Great. Can you see? So you can just write dash ESL. We have 4 entries for now. You can go on. Last time was Pavel. He had the giveaway, but I couldn't send him his file because he contacted me by mail, but when I sent him the files, he couldn't receive it. So don't forget to check out your junk file when you receive the file. So it's it's not a big file. You can have it in your USB, throw it on your computer, and sometimes to reward kids, like we were talking about how to reward your students. Sometimes you can play this game, and they will have fun. So it's dash ESL. So I'm gonna start right now. We are 7 quickly. Others,
Yeah,
if you want to get
just quickly, if you're in the live chat, put in hashtag ESL, and then you've got a chance to win this really cool digital learning resource. Love it.
Exactly. We're gonna say it like this. Exactly. So let's start with 7. Here we go. Who's gonna be the winner? Hope it's not gonna be me.
Or me.
Yeah,
Hey!
Paulina is the winner. Great. So Paulina, please try to. Oh, wait, I'm gonna stop sharing. Maybe I'm gonna be back, and then yes, I'm gonna give you my mail right now if I can find it. Yeah, so you can ask me. You just contact me, and then I will send you the file. Is very like it's a 31 MB, so it's not that big. It's very convenient. You can contact me on leflo7 at live.fr. So close, TT. Yeah. Okay. Thank you so much, guys, for today. That was awesome. Don't miss next webinar. Next week, we will be with Stu, maybe Lodi. I don't know. We'll see, because they're going to be so much in the room. Well, we can be 10 in the room, at the same time, having a live. So we might be quite a lot of people next week for this special webinar of Koala Go, a platform that can change the game for sure for ESL teacher. If you want to be independent, they provide invoice for your customers. Like you can pay, your customers can pay through WeChat, through Taobao. So that's awesome. And both CEOs will be with us in the next on Sunday. It's going to be something. Never tried this, having all the teachers in the webinar. In the live, and then go through. They're going to take you. We're going to be pretty much having an ESL class. We're going to be the students for once. So I think it's
I've just thought of
yeah.
something quickly, Mike. Sorry. That
Oh, good.
that Koala Go butter thing, and it's going to be a game changer, by the way. If you teach online, get Koala Go. That's all I can say. But for the if anyone's watching this live and you want to do the course, so using that link, make sure you remember the code Mike's Home ESL. You get 30% off at checkout. Forgot
Yes.
to mention that, yeah, because you might go and buy it and then pay the full amount. Don't do that. Save your pennies. So by putting in Mike's Home ESL, you get 30% off the cost of the course as well.
Yeah. When you were explaining, I put it a little bit
Oh,
this
sorry, I
way,
missed
but
it.
we didn't say it. That's for
I
sure.
think
It's better to
I'm
say
gonna show
it
it
to
over
make
here.
it short.
This one. It's this one,
Yes.
right? Mike's Home ESL.
That's it. Yeah,
Exactly. Exactly. Thank you, Lodi, for the help. It's never easy to work on a live
No
like
problem,
this.
man.
Thank you so much. Anyway, to Lodi and Stu for helping for being today in the live. So we're gonna stop here for today. Thank you, Stu.
Thank you very much for
Uh,
inviting us, man.
Thank
We
you, all of
really
you
appreciate it.
guys. Wish you all the best. Thank you so much for being here. Thank you, all of you on the
Thank you
live
for
for being
inviting.
here. Yeah, the pigeon, be
You're
careful.
welcome. Thank you very
Now
much.
you're safe. The cat is gone. Thank you so much, guys.
The cat is over here. It's
Have a good week.
on my
Yeah,
hand
yeah.
like this.
Look at that. Oh, so cute.
Okay,
That's so
once to see what's
lovely.
going on.
Oh, that's another another same feeling. All right. Thank you so much, guys. Time to say goodbye. That was Mike's Home ESL, the ESL live stream with Lodi and Stu. We'll see you next week, October 22nd, for another interactive lives about what is it? The Koala Go. I'm gonna show you for maybe the late person who were here. Thank you, Stu. Thank you, Lodi. Cheers, guys. See you in the next
Yes.
live.
For inviting.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye, Stu.
Hello, my name is Teacher Emily. Welcome to Leadership Club. Awesome. Today we're going to talk about what it means to be a good leader. Okay, Meadow, can you read this one for me?
Okay, it says communication skills can be described in all aspects and areas of our lives.
Yeah. Okay, I want you to speak confidently because you're teaching us. So stand tall. You have the stage. We are listening.
You change your clothes and then you brush your teeth.
Round of applause. Good job, Noel. I will roll the dice first.
6.
Good. What is number 6? Let's try to read it out loud.
Kind.
Yes, good job. All right, so your tone of voice is kind, and Noel is really serious. You have 30 seconds to try to get the answer for space. Are you ready? Go.